I'm a beast. Yeah, I'm in my own zone. It's beast mode time, so go hard or go home. I'm a beast. Yeah, I got it on my mind. See, I came here to shine, so let's get it on the grind. I'm a beast. Yeah, I'm in my own zone. It's beast mode time, so go hard or go home. I'm a beast. Yeah, I got it on my mind. See, I came here to shine, so let's get it on the grind. Step up in the building, swagger on point, right? Put your seatbelt on, cause it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long fight, but then again, maybe not. I'm about to get it in. Yeah, I got it on my mind. Let's end this thing in regulation. I ain't thinking overtime, cause I didn't work overtime, and I ain't trying to overgrind. I transform the beast mode just like I was born. I can't hit the ball hard. I love this game, it's all I got. That's why I'm going all out and give it everything I got. Yeah, I give it all I got. As if it was my only shot. I play the game to win to the end until I pass out.
Sports give kids so much more than wins and losses. They build confidence, teamwork, leadership, resilience, lessons that prepare them for success in school, in careers, and in life. None of that matters if kids aren't safe. A concussion, an injury, or unsafe conditions can end a child's sports journey too soon. Safe Sports Network is there, on the sidelines, in schools, and in our community, preventing injuries, responding to emergencies, and guiding kids safely back to the games they love. With every donation, you're not just funding a program, you're protecting kids' futures. You're investing in safer fields, gyms, and rinks. Please join us. Support Safe Sports Network, because every child deserves to play safe.
It's Tebow. He's running all the way back to the left to the 5-yard line. Stretches it out. That's Anthony D. He gets out to the 25. He breaks another tackle to the 30, the 35, the 40, 50, the 45, the 40, 30, 25. There's nobody near him.
No flags.
What a play.
Anthony D goes the distance.
Hello everybody and welcome to Gill Stadium here in the Queen City of Nashua, New Hampshire. It is Northeast Junior High Football Division I Championship game action. It'll be the Nashua Cougars, the undefeated Cougars, playing against the upstart Salem Rams. They come in after upsetting Derry in the semifinals, a 36-26 winner. Meanwhile, this undefeated Nashua Cougar team won 52-6 against Andover in their semifinal matchup. Jason Roby calling all the action for you here. The highlight guy, as always, is the man on the moving pictures, Steve Cody. And joining me up in the booth will be Nashua North High School head football coach Chad Zabolis. Salem High School has won the toss, elected to defer, and the Cougars will receive the opening kickoff. This is a Cougar team that defeated Salem earlier in the year, but just by a 22-0 margin. And oh, by the way, it was 0-0 at the half. Coach Zabolis, you've had an opportunity to see this Nashua Cougar team quite extensively throughout the year. What are your thoughts on this program and this team in general?
It's an outstanding group of kids. They have, been together for so long now. It's just they know each other's moves. They know what they're doing. And the way they play, they fly around the field. They're physical. They're strong. The biggest thing that they got to do is try to keep those penalties away, and they'll be fine.
Penalties and turnovers at any level, at any time, is not good, especially in a championship game. We just saw the JV game conclude. It was Salem winning 27-0 over the junior varsity Cougar program, and penalties were the theme of the day. And as Coach Zabolis said, you want to try to avoid those things at all costs. We are ready to kick the ball off. It is Division I championship game between the Cougars and the Rams. The Cougars trying to defend their title. This is Thomas Sabato. He will put his right foot into the ball, and we are underway here at Gill Stadium. Taken there in the back, straight up the middle. And that's Josh Enoch, and he will get wrestled down to the ground by number 1, Nolan Dupuis. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars. They will set up shop at about their own 36-yard line.
I'll tell you, Salem has, even watching the other game, they got a couple kickers that can kick the ball, and that's quite the weapon. That field position is unbelievable if you have a kicker like that.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars. They'll look to the sideline. They typically run out of the no huddle. This time they are huddled up. They look towards Coach Travis Fowler. We had a chance to talk to Coach Fowler prior to this game, and he mentioned that, this Cougar team has done some traveling. They've gone to some different places, and they know what it's like to lose a game, and he's done that to kind of keep them humbled. They're going to come out in a Salem look here. This is a Salem play. They'll run 2 sniffers off to the right side, almost like a power eye. They're going to hand it off, and it's going to be Xavier Maldonado. He finds this sledding tough as he gets slammed into. Tackle led there by number 61, Braylon Pimental.
Yeah, that's a big boy. He came across fast, right across the center's face, I believe. He was in the backfield right from the get-go.
So it's going to be a matchup of the offensive line of the Cougars and the defensive line of the Rams. Now they'll get into their spread formation. Xavier Maldonado from his quarterback position. It's going to be a quarterback ISO. He'll bounce it to the left side outside, and they have the edge there. Maldonado going to be taken down. Good job of defeating the block on the outside. That was number 14, Kelvin Rios. And a good start here defensively for the Rams.
Yeah, you can tell this Rams defense, they're up to play. They're ready to roll. Salem's always a physical team, and that's also with the high school team. These guys fly around, and they're physical players.
3rd down and 3 for the Cougars. Shotgun formation, motion into the backfield. They'll fake the sweep to Enoch. It'll be Maldonado keeping it. He gets across midfield down to the 45, the 40. Finally knocked out of bounds by number 1, Nolan Dupuis, but not picking up a huge 1st down for the Cougars. Probably going to see a heavy dose of Maldonado today, Coach.
He is just a big, strong kid. He's special. He's out in the backfield, and he takes a shot right in the backfield right away, and he breaks that tackle, and breaking tackles is part of the game. Oh, false start there.
Flag will fly. Looks like we're going to get a false start call against the Cougars. We'll take a look at the white hat. Yeah, it is that. So you don't want to be playing behind the sticks too much in a game like this, especially when you're going against a defense like Salem. You can't give these guys more opportunities than they need.
Yeah, it looked like Coach was trying to go with a little bit of tempo there, trying to get on the ball, get on there fast, and kids got a little too excited and hopped off.
Trips to the bottom of the screen, split end to the top, handoff. Maldonado in the RPO. He'll sling it to the side. It went
Watch it.
Out of Enoch's hands, and Coach Zabolis thought maybe it was a backwards pass. Could have been scoop and scored, but the officials will blow it dead. That's going to set up a second down and 15 for the Cougars.
Those RPOs always make me nervous. As an offensive line guy, just hand the ball off, please.
I remember saying that to a young offensive coach one time, and he ran a jailbreak screen on our own 5-yard line. And we won't talk about that.
Wasn't me.
All right.
That's Coach Lorendi.
Sure. Throw him under the bus. All right. The Cougars facing a second and long here. Maldonado peers to the sideline, gets the call, trips to the bottom of the screen. It'll be Maldonado on a quarterback power counter to the left side over the 40-yard line, falling forward, and he will get the original line of scrimmage plus maybe a couple, setting up a 3rd down and 8.
Yep. I wouldn't play around with these guys. Just go straight at them. Give him a heavy dose of Maldonado there and Richard.
Colton Richard, the back, number 44. You can see him with his hands on his hips standing next to Xavier Maldonado. It'll be twins to the top. And twins to the bottom. I lost sight of the field there for a second. So shotgun formation, Maldonado barking signals, couple step drop. He's going to chuck it over the middle. Man is there.
Got him.
And that is number, is it Roig?
Roig.
It is
Yep,
Roig, number 0, Kevin Roig. And Maldonado, his pass kind of fluttered there, but it doesn't matter what it looks like. It matters that it was caught, and it got to him. 1st and goal for the Cougars.
It is such a weapon when you can run the ball like that and then be able to throw the ball, the next play like that. That's just unbelievable by both of them.
Richard now moves forward to the line of scrimmage, or of the quarterback, rather. Here comes the quarterback power again.
Yeah, there it is. Yep.
And Maldonado goes in, so a 6-0 lead for the Cougars. So a good start for Nashua, Coach. As Coach Travis Fowler told us, it was 0-0 at the half when these two teams met in the regular season.
Yep.
Got to feel good to get that quick 6 on the board.
Yeah, I'm sure that was all in their brains, and it's always tough to beat a team twice. It's not easy, and they have to come up with other things, some different things from the get-go, especially that first series.
So they'll look to the sideline. They'll run a 2-point play as trips to the bottom of the screen, split end to the top. Richard gets the fake handoff. Maldonado on the RPO, and he will find Josh Enoch. Nicely run play, and you can see the frustration by the secondary of the Rams. That's the palm up look. Someone missed a coverage somewhere, and just like that, it is 8-0 Nashua.
Yep, and that's just a zone play, and he's reading that defensive end, and if that defensive end, he bends, he's going to keep the ball. He can either run it or toss that bubble.
The Nashua Cougars are a nonprofit organization created to give every child the opportunity to reach their greatest potential in youth football before they head to the high school. They work with the high school coaches to ensure their athletes are ready to compete at the high school level by the time they arrive, which gives them the greatest opportunity to continue to excel beyond high school. To learn more, go to their website at NashuaCougars.net. All right, Jason Roby, Chad Zabola, Steve Cody, calling the action for you here from Gill Stadium. It is the Nashua Cougars up 8-0 with 7:48 to go in the first quarter. This is the Northeast Junior High Football League Division I championship game. A lot of people think these Cougars arrived a year early when they defeated Londonderry last year in the championship game. Most of them are all 7th graders. Well, they made a return trip here this year. They went undefeated. A fantastic season, marked by great defense, fantastic special teams, and an offense that was absolutely explosive. All right, the Cougars set to tee it off and kick it off, and they do just that. Down the near hash, rolls to the 20-yard line, and off to the left side comes the return man, and Enoch introduces himself to the return man there. A nice tackle on number 22. That was Nathan Bebo.
He's a great little athlete on both sides of the ball. I watch him, and he can tackle, he can run, he runs stretch plays, he can catch the ball. And I think he's only on year 2 of football.
Well, I was going to say arguably one of the most improved players that we've seen over the course of the last couple of seasons here.
No doubt, yeah.
So, Coach, you mentioned they play a similar offense to you. Do the Cougars also play a similar defense?
They do. Yeah, you'll see. It's the same style. They get the same lingo as us, so, that's the biggest thing. They might not be exactly lined up exactly how we are.
And that hole opened up rather quickly and closed rather quickly, as coming up to make the play was number 18, Walter Catito. Walter had to come in from his corner position on the outside and narrow that gap down.
But when these kids come up, they'll know, if they're a Ram, an Eagle, that type of lingo for us is still the same down there.
The language,
yeah.
the language is exactly. Crossover, and so the kids have a pretty good feel as to what's expected of them.
Yeah, a lot of times with ninth graders, you got to spend a lot of time just getting that offense, getting that defense, and they got to learn that stuff, before we even get into technique and things like that.
Salem comes out in a V-trips look to the top of the field. Barking signals, dropping back is number 2. We were told that he plays a lot like Johnny Manziel. Ball's on the carpet, and it's going to be recovered by the Cougars. They swallowed up Andrew Swanson, and he put the ball on the carpet. It was recovered by Nashua. Yeah. Huge play there for the Cougars.
He actually had some decent time at the beginning there. There must have been some pretty good coverage because, they sent a blitz there, but they picked it up okay, and then he stepped up and they swarmed him pretty well there.
Well, this is a secondary. We've seen them intercept a lot of pick sixes. There was one game we saw 3 pick sixes. I believe it was in the game against Wyndham, and this is a really good Nashua Cougar secondary, and you got to get rid of that ball quickly. Roig again off to the left side, gets a block, bounces it to the outside, will finally be pushed out of bounds, but that is a huge gain on first down for Kevin Roig.
They just have so many weapons. Every kid that touches the ball can take it all the way.
Well, at this point, the secondary, that was Nolan Dupuis. The secondary for the Rams are leading them in tackles, and that's not a good thing when your secondary is leading the deal in tackles.
Not at all.
All right, it'll be 1st and 10. They are down to about the 15-yard line. They need the 5 to get a first. Handoff to the outside, bouncing it to the outside this time. And once again, this is...
That's Enoch, I think.
Enoch on the outside, and once again, he's met there by Dupuis. So this time, a good job by stretching that play out to the side. Only picked up 2.
He bounces the power out. It was a power, and Colton Richard had a decent kick-out block there, and I think the big number 61 there in the middle is kind of causing the kids to bounce it out. Colton does an unbelievable job kicking people out on those power plays. Coach
Sabonis mentioned Braylon Pimentel, the tackle for the Cougars. A nice straightforward run there, and got to reward players like Colton Richard. He bangs it up in there and picks up a couple, setting up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, he's another true fullback type kid. He's going to run straight ahead and knock people over.
Trips to the top of the screen. This time, Maldonado will keep it. He'll run the RPO and into the corner of the end zone. I don't know if he got it. He did. That was number 1 for the Cougars, Colton Carrier. Another player, coach, that we've talked quite a bit about in terms of improving over the course of the last year. Carrier, the recipient of that RPO from Maldonado.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable athlete. He's a basketball player, too, and he's just unbelievable improvement. I think last year was his first year playing, and his hands are unbelievable. He runs jailbreaks great. I've seen him do that.
So the Cougars will attempt to go for 2. Handoff straight ahead. Good drive. I think he's going to come up short. That was number 10, Jordan Medeiros, and he gets swallowed up by the interior of that defensive line for the Rams. But with 5:38 to go here in the first quarter, it's been all Cougars, 14-0. That was a Savion Cruz. My apologies there. It was Cruz on the 2-point conversion. That was number 10 for the Varsity. I was looking across, and you mentioned, Coach, the numbers. I'm looking at this roster, and it's just filled with kids. You got to love seeing that as a high school coach.
Yeah, and like I said, we're starting to see it now, and a lot of kids from our freshman team this year are the PAL kids because they were grandfathered in. So, our freshman team had a great season this year, 5-2, and it was mostly PAL kids that came through.
Nice kickoff there. It hangs up in the air, taken at about the 16-yard line. They'll start the return and break out towards the visitor sideline. This is number 6. He's going to be brought down by number 5. I believe on the tackle was Adam Collier. On the return, number 6 was William Lucier. There is a flag down around the 25-yard line.
Probably a holding or a block
Might
on
be
the back.
some type of a block in the back. Usually on your kickoff, it's a block in the back. We'll see what they call here. The Salem Ram kids starting to back up a little bit. It's a personal foul call. Oh, it's going to be a block below the waist. So, yeah, you can't do that.
Can't do that anymore. Can't do that anymore either.
If it was 1972, potentially. But, yeah, you can't block below the waist, and that is a personal foul. That was kind of like they've taken the head out of the game and the blindside block. That was something that was taken out of the game many, many years ago.
Yeah, Massachusetts had it in for a little while.
They did,
there,
they did.
And when you had crossover games, you always had to kind of deal with that. And if they came to us, they had to deal with not being able to do it. And we went to them, we had to deal with it.
We always used to have a period built into practice when we were traveling across the border to talk about the cut block down the field.
Yeah.
All right, under center go the Salem Rams. Handoff, bouncing to the outside. And good form tackle there. That was number 21. We've said his name quite a bit. That is Julian Lopez.
Yeah, that's a great tackle. He filled that hole right away.
And this is a Cougar team that have their ears pinned back in the early going. 5:10 to go in the first quarter, up 14-0 here at Gill Stadium in Manchester, New Hampshire. The lights are on at the stadium. We are up in the highest point that you can get to here in the stadium. We had drones flying around. They were grilling out front today. This has been quite the affair here in the city of Manchester. Trips to the bottom of the screen, tight end to the top. Shotgun snap.
Oh. Tackle might have moved a little bit
Maybe a little something as the play will be ruled dead. It's going to be an encroachment penalty against the defense, so 5 free yards.
Yeah, those D linemen, you got to watch the ball. We talk about it all the time.
Seems like an easy thing, right, Coach? But
it's not easy. But yeah, you just got to see that ball. And another thing where we give Coach Russell, he's our D line coach. And, he's got the ball on the stick. And drills. And he'll say hut, and move the stick, and they have to go in the stick moves, not on the hut.
Andrew Swanson, the quarterback, doing a nice job, maybe changing up the cadence as well. Keep the ears from being pinned back too much. All right. Jet sweep off to the left side. Good pursuit there. Leading the tackle was Enoch again. And this Cougar team, Coach, there's just speed all over the field.
Yeah, they swarm and they tackle.
Bad intentions is how I like to phrase it sometimes.
There is not many missed tackles. And the DN there, he went inside. So the Salem did have the edge at first, but those guys are so fast on the outside, and they come up and make that tackle pretty quickly.
That's going to set up a 3rd down and 1, so manageable for the Rams here. Huge play coming up. All right, Twins to the top of the screen, tight end wing to the bottom, and now a little double sniffer look. And they're going to run a little quarterback double ice.
Oh, man, I love watching Silas Ray Coleman. Oh, that kid can play.
Penalty will fly. We'll have to check that. It looks like Swanson has enough for the 1st down. But we'll look at what the penalty is. Of course, you heard Coach Zabolis talk about Silas Ray Coleman, big number 77 there, the left tackle.
He is just so fast off the ball. And not only that, he gets
personal foul face mask call against the Cougars, so that's going to give 15 more free yards to the Rams.
Of course, the kid I was probably complimenting. But he gets across the ball, and then he gets so far up the field, but he's so fast to get back and still make the play. A lot of these D linemen will get up the field, and they can't get fast to get back. They're supposed to bend when they get, and he did a great job right there. And he just put his hands on his mask there a little.
He's probably also a tough kid
definitely an accident.
Tough kid to trap too, I'm guessing. All right, the Rams come out in a 2-by-2 set, shotgun formation. They'll motion into the backfield behind the quarterback. Taking a shot down the left side of the field. Good coverage there.
It's a great job.
And a nice job running all the way with him was Dante Sisse, and that's like textbook coverage there, Coach. You use your hip, you force him, use your sideline as an extra defender. They took a shot at Sisse. He was up for the challenge, and the pass was out of bounds.
That was perfect coverage. You did an outstanding job there with that. I liked watching the D-line there right there. 8th grade level, these kids are they're doing X stunts up front there, the DNs. It's unbelievable to see, you know. It's not just a basic defense. They actually have some good stunts out there up front, and, you know, they picked it up pretty well and still able to throw the deep ball, and Cisse on the coverage was outstanding.
2nd down and 10 for the Rams. They'll pack things in a little bit. Still a 2-by-2 formation, but almost a double slot set.
Oh, big Bobo.
Swanson, he'll tuck it and run now, and he'll head out of bounds and pick up a couple of yards there.
It's like you said, you know, it looks like there's open space, and then all of a sudden it just closes down. They're so fast.
Yeah, the pursuit angles, I'm sure it's something they work on quite a bit in practice. They never follow the same jersey to the football, and that really is a skill that you have to work on with your teammates. It's going to be a 3rd down. We'll call it 7. Coach, you talk about a great team here. I think about you guys when you were coming up in the ranks, and Coach Hardy at Nashua High School. There was a group of guys that kind of were all together that came up very similar to this Cougar team, and you end up winning a state title in '97. We'll talk about those guys in just a bit too, and the parallels. Shotgun snap, handoff, left side, bouncing to the outside. Good form tackle.
Yeah, at the time we were at Elm Street, and middle school was still a part of the system there with the middle schools, and unbelievable part with middle school football was kids were able to actually sign up. When a lot of these kids, and when it's private like this, it's a little bit different.
All right, 4th down and looking about 4 yards to go. So manageable for the Rams, but they have the punt team out onto the field. We'll see if they fake it here. They elect to play field position. That's a rainmaker of a snap, ball away, nearly blocked. It's going to drop down at about the 34 and take a Ram roll. And it looked like the Cougars were in punt safe in terms of, not fully expecting the Rams to punt the ball. So they didn't have anybody deep. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars from their own 20-yard line. Nice job of punting that ball and flipping the field. 1:55 to go here in the first quarter. Nashua Cougars with a 14-0 lead here in the Northeast Junior High Football League Division I championship. All right, play coming in from the sideline. Roy gets it. He'll split back to the top of the field. He will join, looks like Enoch to the top of the field. Sisse, the lone receiver, to the bottom.
Is that zone play again?
They're staying with that outside zone, and there goes Maldonado around the left side, picking up a block from Roig. Goes out of bounds. Boy, these guys block for each other too,
well,
huh?
And we talked about that blindside block stuff, and this is where I can see how well coached they are. Enoch, he comes up and he can take a kill shot on a kid, and he stops and plays basketball with him and stays in front of him, and he knew he couldn't take that blind shot at that kid. It would be a penalty. He did an unbelievable job on that the edge.
And let your athlete make a move based on your
perfect.
move. Yeah, based on your move.
And that's the way it should be. It's the safety of the game. Kid turns around and takes a pop like that. It's not safe, and he did a great job with it.
This is going to be Maldonado. He'll bounce it off, and now he'll hit the seam. He'll hit back to the far hash. He's got one man to beat down the side, 20-yard line. Does he have enough to get there? He does. He extends that ball. Giving chase was Nathan Bebo, number 22.
That's just textbook power. I mean, you could see Silas Ray Coleman. He's running through there free. Picks up the linebacker. Great kick-out block. Just textbook power.
And that's a staple in the North offense, right? You must salivate when you see something like that run at this level because you know it's coming your way.
Oh, yeah, that's just unbelievable stuff. I mean, especially as an O-line. These O-line guys, they take pride in that. They don't get all the credit, but, boy, that was a big hole.
Sisse will hold. A nice job of getting the ball down. The snap was a little bit behind him. And the kick is up, and it is good. Kicking the ball through that time was number 14, Jamison Maxwell. And just like that, 21-0 with 1:36 to go here in the first quarter. Hey, stay up to date with all the Highlight Guys' upcoming live streams. Subscribe to THG Sports Network and our YouTube channel today and never miss out on the games you want to see. Just go to thehighlightguy.com, choose the live stream page, and click the buy button. For YouTube, search The Highlight Guy and hit subscribe. We thank you in advance. All right. 21-0 here in the D1 championship game. This is a Nashua team that won. we keep getting these two sheep on our.
Us? Is it us?
It could be us, Coach. These two sheep keep showing up on our screen here intermittently. Oh, that's funny. All right. Nice kick, right foot into the ball, goes to the home sideline, taking it to the 15-yard line, and he'll do well to just kind of bring it up. And boy, Enoch, first one down the field, and I'll see you at the football. And he met Nathan Bebo for the second time on that kick return with authority. So, hey, and this just in. This is a huge moment here at the Highlight Guy. We have our 1,000th subscriber. So thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the Highlight Guy, our YouTube channel. Love the fact that you're joining us here. All of our friends from Salem, all the folks from Nashua. Obviously, we had people from the Seacoast area today because Winnicott was there, and the Litchfield Hudson area. Everybody that's joined us throughout the course of the last couple of years. Want to thank you for making the Highlight Guy your source for Northeast Junior High Football League action. Thank you for having us. Thank you for subscribing, and welcome to the game. That's good stuff.
That's amazing, and we talk about it a lot, and media coverage in high school football is big, and kids love to see this stuff. They love to see their highlights. They love to hear people talking about them on the camera, and it's needed. It's needed for New Hampshire football.
Yeah, and at the same time, we have an obligation to use our power for good, right? And that sometimes the social media aspect of it and all these kinds of things can get away from us a little bit, and we have to remember what's really important, and we want to make sure we're providing good coverage for the kids and their families.
This is great stuff.
All right, first down for the Salem Rams. They're in the shotgun formation. This is the quarterback, and
Richard there.
Colton Richard throws him down forward. That was Joey Capucci on the handoff. It was Andrew Swanson handing it off to number 20 Capucci. So second down, we'll call it a gain of 1. Second down and 9 with 1:10 to go here in the first quarter. You're watching live on the Highlight Guy. All right, the Rams in the huddle. Swanson takes a look down at his wristband, calls the play, and the Rams come up to the line of scrimmage. Trips to the top of the screen, one back to Swanson's right. Good snap. Swanson has to now scramble to his right side, throws, moving right, has a man, pass complete, and caught. And finally would be hauled down at the 50-yard line. That was number 1, Nolan Dupuis, the tackle provided by number 2, Dante Sisse. What a good play.
Great step up by the QB. You could see Silas got a good fire off on the ball, and he got up the field pretty good, but the kid stepped up and made a good throw.
Well, it's clear to see that Andrew Swanson, a really good athlete, and he found Nolan Dupuis, who was tightly covered by Sisse, but a nice catch there as well. 1st and 10 for Salem from midfield. Look, you don't get to this game by not having good players that can make plays, and we certainly expect to see a fair share of good plays by this Salem team, as they lost to Nashua 22-0 way back, but that's the closest game that Nashua has had this year. Here comes a rush from the backside. Now Swanson, after scramble, tucks it under his left arm, and just too much is finally hauling him down, or a host of Cougars. Who did you see
good
there,
tackle,
Coach?
18, I think, was on the tackle.
Yeah,
there.
I think that was, I believe, number 18 is Walter Catito.
Yeah, that was him. Yep.
Yeah, and also number 44 was in there, Colton Richard. Just, I mean, you pick your number. The first quarter is over, and it's just a Cougar swarm party.
Walter's a great kid. He's an MMA fighter. He's a real, I think, a nationally ranked fighter, to be honest. Wow. Yeah, that's his true sport. But you can see it when he tackles kids and the way he flies around. you can see that, coming through.
Well, you also think about being in MMA, right? You have to have great body control. You have to have great wherewithal, where you are in general space, and that is a thing, and that's an athletic thing that you kind of come to understand through movement. So, a great job by the defense as they fly around, and it will come to the end of the first quarter. It is Nashua 21 and Salem 0 as our two sheep come up on the screen again. So that's pretty funny. So if you hear me cracking up laughing, folks, I tell you, it's because of
I definitely think there's a reverse angle on this
camera. It could be, yeah. It could be a
you
picture of what we're seeing. A couple of nights, Steve Cody put that up there. Thanks, Steve. A couple of nights ago, it was like that of a mountain. Last night, I think it was a mountain or something, and tonight it's two sheep. So perfect. Thanks for that. All right. We both need haircuts, that's for sure. Okay, so the Rams will take over second down. We're going to call it 2nd and 20 from their own 40-yard line. Slot to the right, tight end top screen. Two backs in the backfield. Swanson drops back. Now he has to escape the pocket. He'll roll to his right, tosses it over his right shoulder, out of bounds.
That was a very smart play by him.
Heads-up play to just get rid of it.
Yeah, that's not typical of an 8th-grade quarterback. That's a very smart play by that young man.
Well, my guess is that the young man will be playing somewhere over in that region next year potentially for the Salem Rams, or the Salem Blue Devils, rather. We saw them last night play Pinkerton in the semifinal game where the lights went out.
Oh, really?
15 minutes before kickoff, the entire stadium lost power. No lights, no electricity. It was crazy.
They had a great season. And like I said, we've always had our issues with Salem.
I don't like to talk about that.
We're not going to talk about it.
I don't like to talk about Salem.
Always very, very physical kids. They're tough, hard-nosed kids.
That is for sure. V trips to the top of the screen, tight end to the bottom. And here comes the rush, and was that one intercepted? Were his feet? You're going to say yes. It's going to be an interception falling out of bounds. Wow. What a play. That was number 21, Julian Lopez.
Wow, that's a great play.
And giving chase, big number 75 there, Coach, made him have to escape that pocket. That was Mikhail Decato.
Yeah, that was outstanding. And, we just talked about the quarterback where he threw it away. And, that time he's trying to make a play. And, it didn't go his way. That was an unbelievable catch. That thing was pretty close to the turf.
Well, you get that kind of pressure up front from your defensive line, and you're running for your life, you're scrambling for your life, and you're just trying to make something happen. And you have athletes at every level here. Cougars trying to go up by 4 scores with 9:46 to go here in the first half. They'll set up shop on the Rams side of the field, the 49-yard line. 1st and 10, Maldonado will put the running back Richard to his left. Now he'll roll left. Sets his feet, fires a rainmaker down the field, has a man just be out in the outstretched arms, and it was a good attempt there. Ball was intended for Colton Carrier, number 1, who had gotten behind the coverage.
That was decent coverage there by 14. He kind of came back and caught up to the play.
Yeah, number 14 for the Salem Rams there. That's Kelvin Rios, was reappearing in the scene. And a play after a turnover, Coach, we oftentimes talk about. That's a time to maybe go for the jugular, to take a shot. Yep. After that interception, that's exactly what the coaching staff did. They, Coach Fowler and friends, decided to take a shot down the side of the field. All right, a 2-by-2 set now. Motion into the backfield. They'll fake the speed sweep. Hand back to Sase on the counter. He'll throw the ball down the field all alone, and he's going to go in. And this time, no problem coming down with it. Colton Carrier on the double reverse pass. You put that play in first practice of the year, don't you, Coach?
What a great play. And what a great ball by Sise. You thought he was going to run it. He pulls it up and throws the ball. Those are the toughest ones to catch and throw.
Well, no doubt about it. And we saw Sise play some quarterback last year as well. And, joining us up here in the booth right now is your quarterback this year, Brady O'Connor. He must have liked that play that he just saw there on the field.
Yeah, he definitely does. He probably wouldn't like it because he had to give it to the other guy, though. He wasn't throwing it.
Brady had a 300-yard game there this year, did he not?
Yeah, he had some great games. He's a He's a great kid. He's a good leader, and he's done an outstanding job since he's been with us. So we're excited to have him for another year, I'll tell you.
And a heck of a tennis player, rumor has it as well, although his ping pong
not
game.
Not very good on ping pong.
Ping pong game not as strong.
No,
we can attest to that.
Yeah.
27-0, the Nashua Cougars with 9:31 to go here in the first half. And, we're going to talk to Brady in just a few minutes here about his year in Nashua, and the flag will fly. I think we're going to get a penalty. Well, we'll check what the far side has to say. He's going to let the head official know about it. A delay of game potentially there. I think it was.
Penalties have not been as bad as that JV game, which is a good thing.
Oof. Well, that game went 30 minutes long because of the penalty. So, all right, they'll back this thing up 5 yards, and they'll give Jamison Maxwell a chance to bang it from 25 yards.
Uh-oh.
Snap gets by to say he falls on it. That one this time was maybe a little bit out of reach in front of him, and he had to just dive on it. So with 9:31 to go here, a 27-0 Nashua Cougar lead. EarthTech Systems is a premier provider of heat pump technology with a strong specialization in geothermal HVAC systems. By championing energy efficiency and sustainability, their innovative solutions not only prioritize environmental benefits, but also help customers save significantly on energy costs. So whether you're considering a new heat pump system or you need repairs, their skilled team is ready to handle even the most complex of projects. Learn more about their cutting-edge designs and unmatched expertise at earthtechsystems.com. Okay, well, we are here in the second quarter, 9:31 to go before the half. The Cougars 27-0. Jamison Maxwell set to put right foot into ball. And he's had a couple of good kickoffs here. We'll see what he does with this one. Kick is up and away. Whistle going to blow.
You spoke too soon about the penalties. That was my fault, Roby. My fault.
That's all right, Coach. Not the first
come.
mistake you've
Here
ever made, nor the last.
No, that's true. That's very true.
So, encroachment penalty. That ball kicked all the way down to the 12, so a nice kick there by Maxwell, but they'll back it up and do it all over again. We get Brady O'Connor a headset. Brady's sitting next to me. Brady, welcome to the Highlight Guy. Thanks for joining us here.
Hello, Mr. Roby. Thank you for having me.
Wow, look at this, Mr. Roby.
Yes,
That's
yeah,
right.
Huh?
That's good stuff right there. I had Brady in phys ed class, so I guess I earned that name. But Brady was the quarterback for the Nashua North Titans this year. Brady, talk to us a little bit about your experience. I mean, what you thought about playing for the Titans this year, and what you enjoyed, and what you look forward to working on in the offseason here.
I had a great year. Kind of reminded me going back to my first day, actually, when I just came in the spring for a 7-on-7 practice. And, a bunch of the older guys, Kobe and Dino, Jedwin, all took me in and kind of showed me what the culture was like there. And that's kind of how everything got started. And, I love my year here. And, we unfortunately, fell in the first round of the playoffs. But we'll be back next year, hopefully have a stronger year. This offseason, my main goal is to become a little bit faster, better runner, become more dynamic on the field. And just try to continue to get my teammates to work on things. We had a lot of first-year players, a lot of younger kids, help them out, and, try to expand on everything that we did this year.
Ball taken at the 20-yard line off to the left side, running out of real estate, finally knocked out of bounds. There was a good attempt at the return by number 6 there. That was William Lucier. Finally runs out of real estate off to the left side. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams from the 29-yard line. Talking to Brady O'Connor, the quarterback for the Nashua North Titans here this year. And Brady, talk to us a little bit about, you mentioned, I'm interested to hear about the culture of the team. Coming in as a first-year player for Nashua North, talk about your experience with the coaches and with the players and being a first-year student at Nashua North, and how you acclimated to the program and to the environment in Nashua.
It was just great. Coach Z, when I first met him, I thought he was just an outstanding character. Like, getting to know him, I just really wanted to play for him. He's been a great mentor for me, same with all the other coaches, Coach Devana, Coach Harris. And they really accepted me, kind of took it slow at the beginning, showed me everything I need to do, make sure I was right mentally, physically, best for where I should be with the program. And, this kind of helped me out with everything. And school's been great. I've been an honor roll student all year, which has been a main improvement for me, which has been great coming over from Milford. So, yeah.
I love to hear that. Love to hear that. And talk to us about, you play other sports, don't you, Brady, at the high school? What are you gonna do this winter?
This winter I'll be playing basketball under Coach Tave.
Excellent stuff. And in the spring, as we mentioned, you're that tennis player. New tennis courts at Nashua North this year. Excited to go out there and take a beating from Coach Lane, I hear.
I am very excited. Just happy to play tennis. Tennis is one of those sports to keep me active, make sure I'm doing something, work different movements. So, yeah.
Love it. All right, the Rams will shift. They're going to come with I believe it's going to be an unbalanced line, and it is just that, a run formation over here. Tight end has to stay. They'll fake the jet sweep, and taking it off the far hash is the quarterback, Swanson, and they tried to get the defense of the Cougars overcommitted to that fake pitch, and he was able to pick up a few yards. That's going to set up a big 3rd down and 4 for the Cougars.
Coach,
for the Rams. Go ahead, Coach.
Talking a little bit about Brady when he first got here, and it's never easy to move high schools in the middle of the year and things like that, but he came right in, and you could just see his leadership qualities and how the kids bought right into him, and, silence in the huddles and just listen to the kid, and he'll take the credit when it's a bad pass, and he'll always, he just never – let this go. He'll never, blame anybody, point fingers. He'll always take that, responsibility as the quarterback should. And watching him do that was really amazing when he first came in with us. And the kids bought right into what he did, and they're still buying into what he does. He works hard. He's the hardest working kid on the team right now.
Dupuis was running the sweep off to the left side, taken down and out of bounds by Cruz. It'll be a 4th down and 6, a loss of a yard. They'll set up in their punt formation. Talking to Coach Chad Zabolis and the coach of the Nashua North Titans, Brady O'Connor. Brady, a junior with Nashua North. He'll be a senior, and Coach talking about all the leadership qualities and the great things that are expected of Brady here moving forward. Punt gets blocked, and it falls down. Colton Richard, as Coach Zabolis said, got his hands up and on it. It's going to be recovered by the Titans, and that was Savion Cruz who pounced on that one. So 7:39 to go, 27-0, and special teams coming up big again for the Cougars.
That's a great job by Colton.
Hey, we would like to thank our newest sponsor and welcome them to the team, Luke's Bar and Grill, founded in 2019. They have a welcoming space with great food, refreshing drinks, and a great atmosphere. Whether you're there for dinner, drinks, or just to unwind, Luke's is constantly evolving to make every visit better. Find them at 142 Lowell Road in Hudson or online at lukesbarandgrill.com. That's Luke's, L-U-K-S, barandgrill.com. Got another penalty called by that far side official, and it's going to be an illegal procedure call against the Cougars. It's going to back them up 5 yards. It'll be 1st down and 15.
I remember the first couple of weeks of the season, too. I'm down watching JMO's practice, and there I see Brady down working with the older kids. So he knows a lot of these kids, too, from just going down and working with them.
Yeah, that's great. Giving back, paying it forward. Here comes it was going to be a hitch and pitch, I think, and you could see it was Roig, and he looks back at Sase. Sase would have been off to the races. Yeah. They were trying to get that hitch and pitch. They exchange a little high five, and they'll come back to the drawing board on that one.
Yeah, Coach Fowler likes that play. He talks about it a lot.
He's got a little Ron Welliver in him, huh?
Yeah,
a little Ducky Welliver.
Does.
That was his favorite play from back in the day. Ducky Welliver has done some games with us here on the Highlight Guy. I'm going to say hi to Coach Welliver if he is watching at home. Twins to the top and bottom. Maldonado, swing pass out into the flat. Nice catch there. And off to the races. Lowering the shoulder, going out of bounds was Colton Richard. And
he will never shy away from contact, that kid there. For a fullback and have hands like that, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Jedwin that we have right now. And, Jedwin's a kid who's not going to shy away from contact. And, this guy's the same way.
Coach, we talked a lot about that team from '97 that won the state title in Nashua. You must look at some of these names and these players here and kind of parallel them to you guys.
Yeah, and definitely can compare some of them. There's no doubt.
They go tight end wing to the right side now. A little wing tee. Oh, they were going with a trap or a dive. I'm not sure what it was. Didn't see the line action. But another penalty flag from that far side. Going to be an encroachment penalty, neutral zone infraction against the Rams. So 5 free yards. That's going to be a first down for the Cougars. As a coach, that's going to drive you nuts when a free play gives you a first down.
That's tough. Yep, that is tough.
You always like them to have to earn it, but it doesn't always work out that way.
Maldonado there, he reminds me a little bit of Eric Thibodeau with an arm.
Boy, Eric Thibodeau was a pretty special player.
He was special.
Not yet in the Hall of Fame. I fully expect him to one day be there.
Too. Yep, he deserves it.
Enoch is the wing off to the tight ends left. He'll fake it, run a toss counter. That was all kinds of blowing up in the backfield. Big number 55 was there for the Salem Rams, disrupting that play. Sometimes those little wing counters take too long in development. That was Michael Timmons shooting that gap, coach, and making a great play for the Rams.
Yeah, they're big up front. They're strong. Number 61 there, he's a big guy, and those Salem linemen, they're either fast guards that weigh 170 pounds that fly around and attach to you, or they're a big guy like this on the D line, but they are physical.
Coach Fowler going back to the tight end wing look. Split end is to the left. Quarterback under center, Maldonado. They fake, and now it's going to be a quarterback rollout to the left, and he'll get down.
Another kid who doesn't want to shy away.
Yeah, he's just looking for that contact.
That's the old school Julian Edelman Patriot way kind of.
Yeah.
Don't run out of bounds. You gotta run through people.
Maldonado faked that little toss counter look and then just kept it on his hip, little bootleg to the left side.
Yeah, he's comfortable with the football.
He doesn't mind.
No, he's comfortable with it. You can tell.
Yeah, it's going to be a first down, and I believe, can they get a first down? I believe they can because they're just outside the 10. We'll see.
They can. I think it's like the half-yard mark.
Fullback's not going to matter because going into the end zone, breaking the first tackle is Colton Richard. Look at the block down here at the bottom of the screen.
Big Bobo.
Just 27, tack on 6, 33. A 2-point conversion would make it 35. So they'll go for 2 here is my guess to get the clock to keep running.
We talk about that Salem line, but boy, the Nashua line is big and physical as well.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
There's some giant kids on that front line.
Cougars will huddle up and get the play dialed in. Maldonado breaks the huddle. The Cougars come out to the line of scrimmage. They'll go back to that tight end wing to the right.
I can tell you what play that is, but I won't.
Yeah, don't do that. You're going to give up your trade secrets here, Coach. To the millions listening. It's going to be Maldonado on the keeper, and number 35 has accounted for point number 35.
Not the play I thought it was.
Okay, well, maybe there's something they haven't told you yet.
I think he's got his hands up. He didn't do the play. He just took it. That's exactly. Yep. He's talking to him right now.
Coach Fowler saying, all right, don't let it happen again.
Okay. We had Curtis Harris do that one year where he was supposed to hand off a power, and he went out on like a naked bootleg, and boy, we look like geniuses.
Curtis Harris Lopez playing now for James Madison University in his 5th year.
Yeah.
And
unbelievable career at
nice
Holy Cross.
Yeah, nice college career at Holy Cross, and then went down for transfer year to James Madison playing for the Dukes. And still an outside chance for them to qualify, potentially, right?
Yep.
All right, Jamison Maxwell ready to put right foot into football. And he does just that. And it'll be a squib kick that'll hit at about the 25, picked up at about the 18. Again, they'll try to bring it to their sideline. He'll cut up the far hash. Nice tackle in space there that time. Once again by number 21, Julian Lopez, making a name for himself here in special teams. Good, solid tackles. We have a Brady O'Connor here with us, the starting quarterback for the Nashua Titans. Brady, you must have a favorite player, too, that you ran this year. What was your go-to? What was the one that you always loved to see Coach Harris call in from the sideline?
I gotta think about that.
Okay.
Probably like a sail concept or a shallow concept. Just something where I could, I know my read is quick and I can get to our athletes right away in space.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, Brady does an unbelievable job with the hitch. When you can run hitch, and it's basically a run play if you have 2 kids who can catch and then a guy who can throw it. And it was one of my favorite plays of the year as an O-line coach. You don't have to worry about pass protection much.
V trips to the bottom of the screen. And the quarterback, Swanson, fades back, and he'll just kind of fall backwards and almost look like he like he took a knee there, didn't like what he saw, really had nowhere to go with it. Silas Ray Coleman met him there, and the two of them exchange a little good sportsmanship there as we head into the 6-minute mark, and now below in the first half, a 35-0 Nashua Cougar advantage. And we have reached that now in high school they have tips, which is the clock does not stop unless it's a timeout, an injury, a penalty, or a score. I believe at this level it's just TI. I believe it's just.
Is it already running right now?
It's running right now. Touchdown.
Not a second half thing
I
either.
believe I could be wrong, Coach, but I think it's now. Maybe it is the second half it gets employed, but like in high school, if it gets below that 35-point threshold, it doesn't revert back. Once it's in tips, it stays in tips. Yeah. All right, trips again to the bottom of the screen. And they'll blow the whistle. That one, nice little pitching. It looks like they had something nice drawn up there, but the flag is the enemy of both of these teams here today.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to get rid of that ball quicker. They've got a good pass rush going right now. And like you said earlier, they know these guys are trying to throw the ball at this point. And, you know, this D-line has their ears pinned back and ready to roll.
All right, so that'll be yeah, I think you got to delay a game call there. I'm used to seeing the arms being like I Dream of Jeannie as opposed to the X across the chest, but all right, so it is a 5:05 and counting here in the first half, 35-0 Nashua. It's second down and tomorrow for the Rams based on the yard markers down there. Yeah.
Good protection there.
He steps up in the pocket, climbs the pocket, has some real estate out in front of him, and tomorrow might arrive early as off to the races goes number 2. He's still running far side. One man to beat is to say. We'll see if he can get him. Tries to run him down from the backside, and they will not get him. Andrew Swanson.
Wow, what a play.
And they said he was kind of Johnny Manziel-esque. No flags. Touchdown, Swanson. Tomorrow has arrived early here in Manchester. 4:28 to go, and the Rams are on the board. And you can see Swanson there. Boy, he had to elude that pass rush. He climbed the pocket.
Yeah, and it was decent. It was decent
It was
protection
good
at first,
protection.
and then it just opened up for him, and he took it.
Must have been some deep route concepts or some concepts that maybe ran towards the Nashua sideline as he found smooth sailing with the exception of one defender left. And it was a good attempt there by Sase, but really didn't have any help other than himself over there. So it'll be a 35-6 as Salem goes for 2. And now they're going to call timeout. So they want to make sure they get this play right. And again, it's a championship game. There is no practice tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. This is it. It's a one and done kind of evening, and you can't take those timeouts with you into the locker room and use them for later. Bouvier Prepare provides comprehensive college recruiting consulting services for student athletes and their families. If you're looking for guidance in the process for playing lacrosse, field hockey, soccer, and volleyball, Bouvier Prepare can provide a personalized plan for success. Contact them at bouvierprepare@gmail.com or call 603-465-1102. As a nonprofit organization, the Nashua Cougars could not thrive and provide such an incredible experience for the athletes without the generosity of all their sponsors. They'd like to give a huge Cougar roar to their top sponsors for this season, Basco Excavation, Lopez Hardwood Floor Services, and Comcast. To all the other sponsors who are not mentioned here, the Cougars want you to know they're very thankful for everything you do for them every year to ensure the athletes have everything that they need. All right, 2-point conversion coming up here with 4:28 to go in the second quarter. A fantastic run there by Swanson. And he's trying to direct some traffic there after the timeout. They'll motion across the field. Swanson has to step up in the pocket, breaks to his right. Ball is loose. It goes forward, and it is going to be, I think, a 2-point conversion, Coach. But a flag will fly. Now, here's why that happened. Does that go as a fumble? or a forward pass?
I don't know. It's a little
Was it a
Josh
shovel
Allen.
pass?
That's a little
That
Patrick
was,
Mahomes.
I think that was hit out of his hands. I don't know if it was a fumble or not. What did you see there, Brady?
I mean, it looked like he was intending to do it, but, like, I don't think his arm was going forward. It looked very weird to me.
Could there have been a lineman downfield too, maybe?
There could have been. So the flag flew from inside, about 5 yards deep inside the end zone. So we'll have to check what that is. Again, the line of scrimmage was the 3-yard line. So not really too far to go.
Hopefully we know the referee signal when we come up. Like,
We've had a couple
today.
Well, we had a
different.
sideline interference
Yeah,
that we had not
that's
seen.
huge.
I have not seen a sideline interference before. We've seen the get back,
Oh,
but we've
yeah,
never
yep.
seen the actual interference. So an illegal touching. That's a call for an illegal touching. That's that pass to a lineman. So the 2-point conversion is no good. I thought maybe the ball had been poked out of his hand and the lineman got it. But as it is, it'll be a 35-6 advantage for the Cougars with 4:20 to go here in the first half. You are watching Northeast Junior High Football League Division I Championship action on the Highlight Guy. Jason Robic on all the action for you. As always, the man on the moving pictures is the Highlight Guy himself, Steve Cody. I'm joined here by Coach Zabolis in the booth from Nashua North, his quarterback Brady O'Connor, and Coach Zabolis' son, a member of the Cougar organization here, J-Mo Zabolis. Thanks for joining us, J-Mo. J-Mo came to my house this year for Halloween, dressed as a Nashua North coach.
Well, you know, you put
I said, Coach
on the
Zabolis.
Halloween stuff.
I said, Coach Zabolis, you've gotten a lot handsomer in your time. And I said, oh, it's J-Mo. Never mind. But, I came by.
He wants to go to your house every year, the full-size candy bars.
Yeah. The wind.
Geez, I left that out, didn't I? I want to tell everybody about that.
400,
Your address is coming out next.
450 pieces of candy, J-Mo, this year. 450. Oh, they do get to run the play again, and
jeez.
I'll tell you what, he wasn't expecting it.
It was there.
It was there. It was number one on, and those two have hooked up a number of times, Nolan Dupuis. So they ran the 2-point conversion again after the penalty was assessed. So because it was a score.
Yeah.
So we've seen that before at the high school level, and unfortunately it kind of fell incomplete. But what a pass!
I'll tell you, that quarterback and that receiver, very talented kids, very, very talented.
This is a very, very good Salem Ram team. As we mentioned, they won the semifinal game over Derry, another good program.
Always.
That team feeds the Pinkerton Academy Astros. They defeated them 36-26, I believe, last weekend. And Nashua North got here by defeating Andover. So, 35-6. The Cougars ready to receive the kickoff, and you can see how they stand sideways to the ball so as not to give a target. We've talked a bunch about that. Kickoff goes, and it'll bounce and hopefully get into the end zone, and it does. Cougars are fortunate there. It'll be 1st and 10 for Nashua from their own 20-yard line. We talked about the presentation that'll take place at the conclusion of this game. As you can see, Coach Fowler down there talking to his team. And Coach Fowler was nice enough to come up here and talk with us a little bit about this game here today. And also he spoke with us last week up in the booth. And he's done a nice job with this program, Coach.
Yeah,
he works with you guys on Friday nights as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does a great job with us. He works with our running backs and our offensive coordinator, Coach Harris, and he does an outstanding job just kind of, putting the two teams together with this, having him down there and being able to talk us through and who we have coming up. And
Maldonado was looking for the crossing route late. He was looking for Roy. A nice job of moving in the pocket. It almost looks effortless for him there as he climbed the pocket, kind of sidestepped to his left. And
Coach Fowler put together a nice little kind of like a flow chart of their kids and who he kind of reminds them of, and kind of correlating on who we kind of have coming up. And it was kind of nice to have so we can see what we got coming up.
Well, you hit the ground running, don't you?
Yeah,
I mean,
you
really,
certainly do,
it takes away some of the
everybody.
guesswork.
Yeah.
Maldonado hands it off. And that time it goes to Lopez again. He's had a couple of nice tackles on the field. They hand him the ball, and he gets a nice job and picks up some positive yardage there. That's going to set up a 3rd down and 4 for the Cougars. This would be a feather in the cap of the Salem Rams if they were able to get to a 4th down play here. Maldonado hands the ball off. Lopez keeps his feet driving, and I think he's going to have enough for the 1st down. It's going to be a Cougar 1st down. They're going to try to get one more on the board.
Big number 75 is driving people 10 yards down the field there.
And the big, strong player, Decato, I think I said that last name right.
Nicknamed Bobo.
They nickname him Bobo. Okay, well.
Yep.
Yeah, there he goes again.
Team there. Yep.
Good fill by the linebacking core, and big number 61 there. He's there. We've said his name a few times for this Salem Ram team. He's a disruptive force in there. That's Braylon Pimentel.
I think he was the opposite 1 technique on that play, actually, and came across the face because they had a double team on the 3 tech, which was a great double, and then we had the kick-out block, and 61 came out of nowhere. I think he's just backside of the play. That happens a lot on power, trying to block back. The center gets the snap, and it can be tough, especially when the kid's big and physical.
There you go, some insight from Coach Zabolis. Roy goes in motion. Now they're going to throw the jail, and it looked like they had it dialed in pretty good. It was Bowden Pearson, but another flag will fly. Procedure call against the Titans. So, we've seen that call both at the same group of officials. We've seen it at the JV level, and we're seeing it at the varsity level here. There must be something within the flow of the offense that they're seeing that really has caught their eye here, at least this particular staff, because we haven't seen that called a lot this year.
Yeah, they just, kids are getting a little excited and they leave a little early, especially in that jailbreak screen. That tackle wants to get out there.
Yeah, he wants to get out there. Yeah.
He's going to be out there on an island, and he needs to get out there and make that first kick-out block.
Twins to the top and bottom. This time Maldonado forced. Another flag comes in. Maldonado could be an effort all for naught. We'll see what he does with it. Hurdles his own player on the ground. Continues to keep his feet. Stays in bounds. Excuse me, sir. Finally out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Navion Polanco. We have a player down at about the 26, 27-yard line, and they'll check on him, and we'll check the flag. You're going to get a holding call against the Cougars. So
I'm not sure if it was on number 75, but I actually thought he did a decent job. Kid started on the outside, makes a decent inside move, and he powers down, and that's why Maldonado was able to kind of get outside of him. He did a great job coming back down on him, if you ask me. I mean, I thought it was pretty good.
Well, you could see him talking to the head official that threw the flag there, so probably an explanation. And you always like to see that as a player, tell me what I did wrong so I can learn from it. And, like you said, Coach, it's sometimes, depending on who's throwing the flag, whether they've played that position before or not, can lead to that penalty. You had a good look at it anyway. So it'll be 2:14 to go here. 2:13 rather on the clock. 35-6, Cougars out in front. They'll check the injury on the far side. Hey, are you looking to play sports in college? If yes, then let the Highlight Guy help you get noticed and recruited. We create highlight videos. We film sporting events and we live stream, all with the goal of helping athletes get noticed by college coaches. With the Highlight Guy, you are the star. So let us help you. Go to thehighlightguy.com or email steve@thehighlightguy.com to get started. And if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please click the subscribe button so that you can be aware of whenever we schedule a live stream. Brady, are you a subscriber to the Highlight Guy YouTube channel?
I will be tonight.
All right, look at that.
Say yes, Brady.
Why, of course I am. Okay, good to see the young man up and coming off the field under his own power. And that's number 93 for the Salem Rams. That's Mason Jordan. So good to see him up and moving off the field under his own power. It'll be a second and very long for the Cougars. Call it 23. Maldonado drop back, look to his left. Now he'll scramble to the right, directing traffic. Gets the ball away and short hops it. Ball was intended for Enoch. Giving chase around the backside was, I think, big number 90, Thomas Sabato. He's also the kicker there. So
Took him out of the pocket.
Good job. Good pressure by Salem. And again, the difference is no longer 35 points, Coach, so the clock does not continue to run. It's a second half deal clearly. So good job by Salem bouncing back here. It'll be Pinkerton and Bedford in the Division I championship game next week at Stello Stadium in Nashua. This will be Maldonado. He'll keep it. He'll break one tackle, bounce to the outside, tries to get to the near sideline, continues to drive, and backpedals out of bounds after picking up a good chunk of yardage. Nearly get back to the original line of scrimmage.
He's not easy to take down. He kind of reminds me of his brother. You know, we had Kevin, and he was a nose tackle for us, but also an F running back for us, and he was just tough to bring down. Had the same type of speed.
It's going to set up a 4th down and 11. What are they going to do here, Coach? Trips to the top,
punt.
Split into the punt. They're not in a punt formation, so it's going to be Maldonado. He drops back in the pocket. He surveys the scene. He has blocking. Breaks out to his right. He's got to beat one man to the corner. He does. Whoop. Carrying it like a loaf of bread over the 50, and he has enough for the Nashua Cougar first down.
That's a great job by him. He's just going to tuck that football away. He can't throw it anymore at that point. You just got to tuck it away. But a great run. God, I like watching this number 75 pass protect. He is dominating out there on that pass protecting.
Yeah,
Jeez.
You watch this back on the highlight guy. We always encourage our viewers. Everybody loves to watch the football and the quarterback run around back there, but watch the guys up front. You can see some really good stuff happening, and a lot of times, you know, that's stuff that doesn't get noticed, doesn't get written about in the papers, and there's a great appreciation for the play of the line. And I always say, first thing you do when you hire a coaching staff, you better get an offensive line coach. Yes. Here comes your jailbreak screen, and now this is Pearson, gets a block, breaks to the outside. Really He's got a little lane there to the sideline, finally hauled down by number 22 for the Rams. That was Nathan Bebo, but a good play to move the sticks for Bowden Pearson.
That's not an easy play to run, you know, and these guys, the way they run it, you know, the line does a great job. The timing is great. Everything about it is good, and they're blocking out in space, and to be able to do it at this level is amazing.
Well, the way, and Coach Lorendi brought it to Nashua, you break inside, then you ride that wave, then you break back outside. I mean, there's so many things that go on.
Exactly what he did, too. Yeah, it was perfect.
Maldonado throws it up about as far as he can. That one lands on the edge of Manchester, just out of the reach of Sisse. And actually a pretty good play because Sisse was covered there in the end zone. So if my guy can't get it, nobody will get it. Clock will stop with 1:14 to go here in the first half. It'll be 2nd and 10. Ball spotted on the 21-yard line. The Cougars out in front 35-0. Still second half action yet to come. And if not for a long Andrew Swanson run, we'd be there by now. Tough run up the middle by Colton Richard. He'll get dragged down by number 42, Jackson Spicer.
They're having trouble up in the middle there. Those two tough kids in the middle there. They're playing well for Salem in the middle.
Anytime you can make a team one-dimensional, that's a feather in your cap. Unfortunately, this is a Cougar team that comes in about 6 dimensions, and they can do a lot of stuff.
You're looking at the skill guys right now. Every kid could take it to the house. You look, every kid.
All right, 2 by 2. They're in tight. Maldonado steps up in the pocket, rolls to his left, fires it across. He was looking for his receiver coming back. That was Roig. It was incomplete. So 25 seconds now to go. It's going to be a 4th down and 8. And if you are Salem and you can keep them from scoring on this drive, that's something to work on going into the second half. They will get the ball to start the second half, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they deferred.
All right, so a big play coming up here. It is 4th down. They're going to attempt a field goal. The ball will be spotted by Sisse at about the 27-yard line-ish. So this is a 37-yard field goal.
Wow.
Sisse looks to the sideline. He moves the block now. Well, that's never good. Kick is up and blocked. That's a live ball. It can be scoop and scored. They got to get back in the scene.
Uh-oh. Good tackle.
And Sase, good job by him getting back there, because that is a live ball and it could have been taken to the house.
Yeah, they've had some trouble with that blocking up front on the kicks. You know, every time. Kids are coming right up through the middle there.
And again, not, you know, it's a skill that you have to work on a lot, and a good job by the interior getting through those gaps and blocking the ball. Yep. That could have been disastrous for the Cougars.
Holding the balls. Being a holder is probably one of the toughest things to do.
Oh, you got to catch it. You got to place it on that block.
Yeah. And they got the perfect kid doing it. He's got great hands, and he'll put the ball down quick. And
well, he got it down.
Yeah,
There was just too much penetration. Everybody's got a job to do. Here comes pressure. Swanson chucks one up. And they're going to say Catito got there a little early. It looked like he got there at the same time, but he may have not looked back for it. Good sportsmanship shown there by both of those, both players from each team. So I think we're going to get a pass interference call against the Cougars. And I think we heard today that Trinity High School won the Division II championship game over Sauhegan that was held at Pinkerton Academy. Oh, you got an illegal chop block against Salem. That's the second time they've been called on it. Pass interference on Nashua.
I saw it. You know, I saw it in the backfield, but the kid fell. I didn't think it was a chop block. It might have looked like one, but
penalties will offset, so we'll replay the down. So congratulations to Trinity High School. Ollie Service, great player over there at Trinity, leading his team to victory. And congratulations to Coach Bowkett and Sauhegan. They have a fantastic football team. And
we do our 7-on-7 there. He does a great job.
Yeah, well coached.
He really does.
Well, sounds like they're here for you, Brady.
For Brady.
I'm just kidding. They're here for the highlight guy, Steve Cody. All right. Swanson, again, trying to step up in the pocket. Here comes the pressure. And it was Silas Ray Coleman that provided it initially. Flushed him out. He had to move to his left. It's going to be a timeout call. Finally hauled down there. It looked like number 5 was there to clean it up, Adam Collier.
He's a slippery quarterback, but again, that's how fast this defense is.
And good job of coverage down the field, because he had decent protection initially, and then it kind of broke down. And good job by the defensive backs to stay with the routes. And we always have scramble rules. The short routes come back to the quarterback. The deep routes work up the field. And clearly this team is well prepared. All right. This should be the last play of the first half. Swanson has 2 to the top and 2 to the bottom, 1 back to his side. Little swing pass, and it was intended, I believe, for number 13. As he grabs his helmet, he wasn't looking at it. That was Nevian Polanco. And we will head to the first half intermission. It is a Nashua Cougar 35-6 advantage over the Salem Rams. You are watching live Northeast Junior High Football League Division I championship action on the Highlight Guy. We got to pay some bills. We'll be right back with second half action right after these messages.
Yeah, I'm in my own zone. It's beast mode time, so go hard or go home. I'm a beast. Yeah, I got it on my mind. See, I came here to shine, so let's get it on the grind. I'm a beast. Yeah, I'm in my own zone. It's beast mode time, so go hard or go home. I'm a beast. Yeah, I got it on my mind. See, I came here to shine, so let's get it on the grind. Step up in the building, swagger on point, right? Put your seatbelt on, cause it's gonna be a long night. It's gonna be a long fight, but then again, maybe not, cause I step in my zone when about to get it in. Yeah, I got it on my mind. Let's end this thing in regulation. I ain't thinking overtime, cause I didn't work overtime, and I ain't trying to overgrind. I transform the beast mode just like Optimus Prime. I can't hit the ball hard. I love this game, it's all I got. That's why I'm going all out and give it everything I got. Yeah, I give it all I got, as if it was my only shot. I play the game to win, to the end, until I pass out with you.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
Hi, this is Deb Cody with the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I have a passion for helping people, and I love to help people with their real estate goals, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine, and work with an incredible team, the Dow Group, which has been the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire for the past several years. Collectively, the team has sold over $1 billion worth of real estate in the past 20 years. If you're curious to know what the local market is like in your area, feel free to reach out via my website, deb.thedowgroup.com, and let's get connected.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed said they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guide can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguide.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguide.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
Welcome back to Gill Stadium here in the Queen City of Manchester, New Hampshire. You are watching Northeast Junior High Football League action. It's the Division I championship game of the varsity level. You are watching live on the highlight guy, Jason Roby, Steve Cody, calling all the action for you. We are joined here by Chad Zabolis, the head coach of the Nashua North Titans, and the starting quarterback for the Nashua North Titans, Brady O'Connor, as second half kickoff is taken down. Enoch.
He has made every play on kickoff.
Well, they kick it down that right side for a reason, and Enoch gets to the 20, and the ball gets to the 20 and no further. So 1st and 10 for the Cougars, or rather for the Rams, and they will set up shop there.
Yeah, he gets down the field fast.
All right, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. And for some reason, I thought they must have deferred. They deferred that opening kickoff.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
We saw a fantastic run by Andrew Swanson, the quarterback for the Rams in the first half, to make it 35-6. Swanson, 2 steps. Here comes the rush. Silas Ray Coleman funnels him in, and he makes the first man miss, but there's a pile of 4 Cougars swarming around Swanson. He just has nowhere to go that time. Probably had a little discussion at halftime to know where that young man's whereabouts is at all times.
Yeah, Silas Ray is there every single play. He's just right in the quarterback's face. Just has to break down and make the play.
So it'll be 2nd down and 11. Loss of a yard on the play. And this is a defense that has been very stingy all year long. They don't give up a lot of points. They don't give up a lot of yards. And they are really, really good at creating turnovers. Man-to-man coverage. Here comes Silas Ray Coleman. Quarterback Swanson gets flushed. Yeah. And the closest receiver was actually a defensive back. Sase was over there. Good coverage all over the field. Looked like a cover 0 potentially, and they just brought some heat there.
Yeah, they had a little X stun over here with the defensive end and 3 tech, and then Silas Ray's just going to town. He just puts a quick swim move on every single time.
So now that's going to set up a 3rd down and 11, and the Rams find themselves in a dangerous situation as they are pinned back inside their own 20. They've got to get out of the area that in order to move the sticks, keep the ball away from this explosive Cougar offense. They'll break the huddle. They'll come with a trips look to the field. Looks like a little bit of confusion there. One of them has to be on the line of scrimmage. They finally get in a V-trips look. Tight end is to the left. Swanson gets the snap.
Stunt again.
Fires out to the far side, and I'll tell you what, if that ball is not bouncing off the ground, Sase's taking it the other way for 6.
There's no doubt.
It was intended for number 14. That was Kelvin Rios. But the ball being on the far hash, and I know you like your quarterback's arm a lot, but that's a long throw to make. Far hash to far sideline, that's asking a lot. And I'm not saying Swanson can't do it, but even at the high school level, it's a difficult throw.
That is not easy to throw at all.
Especially on a field that's not crowned. You're not throwing it downhill. All right, they are in punt formation. They'll set up with a double slot look, 2 split ends. Good snap. Punt is blocked. Silas Ray Coleman got a piece of it. The ball is bouncing, and I think it got recovered in the end zone. It did by Colton Richard. It's a touchdown. Silas Ray Coleman busts through the line of scrimmage, gets 2 hands on that punt. Colton Richard and Silas Ray Coleman both went for it.
Second block of the night.
It is indeed. So special teams once again coming up huge for the Cougars. They block another punt, and that will make it 41-6. Going for 2 are the Cougars. They're in the pistol formation. Maldonado hands it off, and it's not going to get in there. It's a great play by big number 61 again, Braylon Pimentel. He's having himself a game, Coach.
Yeah, he's a good defensive lineman.
They didn't give him the touchdown. My mistake. They said he was.
Just landed on it, maybe on the 1 yard, 2 yard line there.
I don't know. I thought he was in the end zone, but
they lost a couple yards on that play right there.
Yeah, so maybe
probably
so.
On the 1 or so. I thought he was in.
As did I. Okay, well, what a good-looking play. Nice block, and Sisse's going to get in this time. Nice job of reading his blocks. Good blocking on the perimeter. You're going to watch Bowden Pearson do a nice job locking up that receiver. Yeah, and
that's some great vision by him too. He's looking outside, trying to take it outside. He cuts it up the field and makes it to the.
Yeah, he got vertical and had to get the yardage necessary for the touchdown, and he did just that. So it came 2 plays later, but now it is 41-6 in favor of the Cougars. And there's an injury down on the field. Hope he's okay. They're checking the knee for that young man out there. I believe that's number 13. He's sitting up on his own, so that's good to see. I'm pretty sure that's Navian Polanco.
And that's a nice little play there. They're showing power and then kind of pitch it back with the motion guy there. So,
a nifty little pitch there to.
It's a decent play, especially when the way they run power. It's just, you have to you got to go as a defense. That's what you got to stop first. And then you come up and just pitch it to the outside, and there goes Sisse for the touchdown.
Good to see Polanco heading off the field under his own power, gingerly, but on his own feet, so that's good. Cougars will line up for the extra point. They'll try to kick it here off the hold of Sisse.
Let's see if they seal up the middle this time.
And they got him to jump off sides, and that's usually a situation where you decline it and you kick it from where you normally kick it from, or you run the 2-point play because you only need a yard and a half. It appears that they want to practice their kicking, and so they did move it up a yard and a half, so they will adjust the kicking block. Looks like the 1-inch variety. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and blocked again, and that is a dead ball.
The middle there.
You do not have to cover it, but it was a good snap. It was a good hold, and the kick just got blocked. So they'll have to.
Salem found something there in the A gaps where they keep flying through that A gap position, and you're not allowed to hit the center, the snapper. So, but they're flying through there pretty well there.
And that time it looked like someone's right arm got up there, right paw got up there. So with 8:06 to go, it is a 41-6 advantage. And that is a 35-point differential. Mm-hmm. So the clock will run here. I'm thinking on the whistle. We'll see. All right, kick is away, and it'll be taken at the 10-yard line. Nice kick again to the near side, and this time getting some positive yardage. Finally tackled by number 5, Collier, was number 22. So he's had a busy day back there returning those kicks.
That clock is running, so.
That was Nate Bebo on the return again. Clock will now run continuously. 7:40 to go in the third quarter. When you step into Luke's Bar and Grill, you're stepping into more than just a restaurant. It's a family-owned and operated spot that's been serving the community since 2019. Their motto is simple: never forget where you came from. They have a commitment to good food, great service, and giving back. Luke's is where neighbors become friends. Visit them today at 142 Lowell Road in Hudson, New Hampshire, or online at lukesbarandgrill.com. That's Luke's, L-U-K-S, barandgrill.com. All right, 1st and 10 for the Salem Rams. They go 2 by 2. They protect. And it's going to be a tackle by Adam Collier, getting pressure there from the left side. He brings down Andrew Swanson. Took him up high. 2nd down. We're going to say it's a loss of about 7 on the play, maybe 8.
They kind of took away that area of that middle of the field there, where he's usually been stepping up. And the D tackles were there this time, not giving him that gap to run.
So it will be second down and very long for the Rams. They'll once again come out in a 2-by-2 set. Swanson has Capucci to his right. And they'll do a little guard trade here, maybe a quick guard, big guard situation. They'll motion 2 trips. Swanson tucks it under his right arm. He has to scramble, but he's met there by 2 Cougars, including Collier once again, and number 52. That is Jonuel Soto. I believe I had it as 52. Yeah. I think that was him.
Cruz might have had a little bit in there too as well.
So take your pick. It's there's always a swarming Cougar defensive player, or players rather, making their way out, and that's going to set up a 3rd and long. And this is a situation where the last time they faced this kind of a predicament, Swanson took off and scored a long touchdown run. So I'm sure they're very much aware, maybe a spy or 2 on Mr. Swanson. We'll see how the Cougars handle it. Full man front, ears pinned back on the edges. They do run that X stunt. And this time, it hit him right in the hands, and it was a nice job. The ball was in the air just as the break was occurring, and it went right through the hands of Dupuis. It was a nice throw.
It's a nice little concept, too, there, with the cross action there, a little switch play with the 2 outside guys.
I like it. Well done, just unfortunate. And I think Dupuis knows it, too. One that he probably could have had. And I'm sure if you throw that to him 10 times, he'll catch it 9 times out of 10. All right, punt formation. Snap. They came after it again. To Cato that time. Bobo almost got it. Good catch there on the punt return. He'd lost the ball, and fortunate that they came back with it. Enoch was there. He came up with it. It was a good catch on the punt by Lopez. He lost it on the spin and tackle, and luckily, number 21, Johnny on the spot, Julian Lopez, was there to fall on it. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Cougars from inside Ram territory.
That's always a tough thing to do, catch the ball on the return and then tuck that ball away, and you got people on you right away. You're just going to secure that ball. Enoch in the backfield.
High snap taken there by Maldonado. He'll cruise out and run out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Man is down, and we're going to get an injury timeout here as they will come out and tend to the injured young man on the field. Hope he is okay. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, Deb Cody from the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal is a luxury realtor. She's licensed in Maine, New Hampshire, and Massachusetts, and can assist you with your real estate goals. The Dow Group is the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire. Contact Deb at 603-945-2763 or email Deb at thedowgroup.com. And EarthTech Systems, they're a local premier green heating and cooling technology company. Their goal is to save you time and money. They specialize in geothermal HVAC systems for your heating or cooling needs. Contact the experts at earthtechsystems.com. No install or repair project is too challenging for the experts in green HVAC technology. Good to see there. Number 42 is up and moving off under his own power. So that was, looked like Jackson Spicer. Second down, and we'll call it 6, maybe a long 5 for the Cougars.
Looks like Coach subbing in some kids.
Coach, what's the biggest adjustment these kids will have to make once they get to the high school? And I'm not just talking about athletically. I'm talking about academically and so on and so forth.
Yeah, so, athletically it's, ooh, geez.
Wow.
Wow, what a run.
And that is going to be Enoch, and he just like a hot knife through butter.
Oh, what a run.
And no one else to run away from at that second level as Enoch takes it in for a touchdown. Go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, athletically and sport-wise, if they're just playing freshman football again and they're playing against the same age group of kids, and there's not much of adjustment at that point. If we're pulling up some of these guys, which there's a possibility you could be pulling up some of these guys, they're good enough. And, a couple, years, we pull up Curtis Harris right away.
Sure.
And there's some years where you do. But that's a hard adjustment for some of these guys. They're 15 years old and they're playing against 18-year-olds all of a sudden. So the speed of the game is a lot different. Freshman football will be a lot like this. It's if they're at the freshman level. School-wise is a big difference.
Yeah.
From middle school to high school. Attendance, grades, behavior.
The start of the school day, Coach, is an adjustment.
It's complete adjustment. And the kids don't realize, but when, you get to a certain amount of tardies or you don't get to the school at a certain time of the day, you can't practice and you can't play that game. You can't play in that game. So it's a big difference, and especially when, the youth team isn't really associated with the school.
Sure.
They're not dealing with that part of
the tardies, the
issues.
attendances,
Yeah.
and not to say that those things aren't monitored by the families
sure
and the
they
coaches
are.
and
Yep.
so forth. But
Yep.
yeah,
But that is a tough adjustment.
And grades, you mentioned grades, block scheduling. You have 4 classes, and you have to have a certain average in order to be eligible and so forth.
Yep, and communication's a big thing too with these younger kids. And once they get to that high school level, we start communicating through the kids, not the parents.
Right.
And kids have to kind of communicate everything with parents on their own.
It was number 4, Dominic Choate, fielding that kick and covering it nicely there. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Salem Rams.
A lot of times it's pretty easy for the kids to make that adjustment. It's a little harder for the parents to make that adjustment. You know?
Sure.
That's going to be a tough part for them.
You guys mentioned you're having your banquet this Monday?
Yep, Monday. Yeah, we, no matter where we end up, that's the date we always pick at the beginning of the year, and it's a nice event. We have about 200 people coming, and we get food.
Fantastic.
And, get it catered, and it's great. It's a nice event.
All right, the Rams will set up shop 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. And new player in the game here for the Cougars is number 64, Tyler Maxwell, it looks like. He'll get in there, get a high five from his opponent on the other side of the line as well. All right, handoff to the right side, runs into his own player and driven back.
It's getting in there too.
Wow, nice job. Good play. Handoff went to number 20 for the Rams. He was on the right side of the quarterback. So it's going to be 2nd down, loss of 2 on the play. That was a Capucci on the carry. The clock continues to run, 27-26 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. It is now a 49-6 Nashua advantage over the Salem Rams. 2-by-2 formation for Salem. Swanson in the gun. And that snap is way off to his left, and he'll just have to get it and retreat. And a nice play there. You saw number 10 for the Cougars, Savion Cruz,
held up,
had his ears pinned back, and saw that, Swanson's back was to him down on a knee, and just did the right thing and just held up. And that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter here from Gill Stadium in the Queen City of Manchester, New Hampshire. You're watching Northeast Junior High Football League Division I championship action. It is Nashua looking to go back-to-back here with another championship under their belt, 49-6 over the Salem Rams. And this team has been as advertised from day one. They were the odds-on favorite to win it after defeating Londonderry here a year ago, a game that we covered for you on the Highlight Guy. And a lot can happen in a year's time, but nothing really slowed this Cougar team down.
This crew stayed together. Yep. They stayed together.
They did a nice job at Stello Stadium where they play their home games, 8th grade senior night, where they recognize those 8th graders that are going to graduate from this program and go on to play at the high school. Some of them will go on to play. Some of them might choose other endeavors, but they really put on a nice spread, and led by the president and the vice president of the organization. Nice gift baskets. They had something for the parents and the cheerleaders and all that kind of thing. You guys do a senior night too in Nashua as well, don't you?
We always do a senior night. It's a nice event. We do it for, the football players band and cheer. And, it kind of runs through, and it's nice. It's a nice way to end. And sometimes you want it on those, a game where. This year we had it on a game with Drake, and you get a chance to play all the seniors, and it was a great event, and kids enjoyed that last game there.
That V-Trips look fired out quickly to the right side. Nice looking play, and a good tackle there by Enoch as he was able to race down Kelvin Rios.
Kid can tackle.
Boy, that was a fast flow to the football, no doubt about it.
Yep, he can play some football.
And Coach, you've seen a lot of football in your time, and you played at this level here in the city of Nashua. Where does a team like this rank in the teams that you have seen in terms of ability? I'm obviously asking you to remember back to when you saw some good middle school teams growing up, but this team is pretty much as advertised.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it earlier when football was being played at Elm Street and Pennachuck and Fairgrounds, and, it wasn't part of the youth program. Middle schools were – there he goes. Huh?
This is Roig, and he's just going to go in for the punt return touchdown. No flags, I don't think.
Nice little return. But, the middle schools there, we had football at the middle schools, and that was a huge benefit for Nashua, at the time. Oh,
there is a flag, so, fully expected that.
Yeah. But I remember back when we were in, and at the time it was 9th grade. So
right. It was a junior high rather than middle school, right?
So it was 7th, 8th, and 9th, and we spent a lot of our time playing 9th grade teams.
Right.
And my 9th grade year, we went undefeated with some 7th graders, 8th graders, and we had a really good team with Gorekis and Tibitot and Matt Blow and Jeff Conroe and Femi IE, and there was just it was just a stacked football team, and when we came up, most of us, started as sophomores and worked ourselves all the way up. In first round of the playoffs, my 10th grade year, championship, my 11th grade year that we lost by an extra field goal there at the end.
Yep.
And then we went on to win it my senior year in a mud bowl. And but that's what you see with this group. You see a group of kids that have been playing together for a long, long time, and big, strong, physical kids. They get into the weight room. They've already been lifting, which is huge.
Well, certainly a lot can happen, and nothing is gifted to you.
You
had to.
Not, no.
A nice play in the backfield there, and a good tackle, falling backwards.
Yep.
They gave the ball to number 61 there, Coach. They let him carry the football a little bit.
Nice.
That was Braylon Pimentel, but. As a kid, that was my first taste of Nashua football. Was your junior year, that '97 team that lost in the finals, and then coming back that second year, the Mud Bowl at the Holman Stadium. That certainly will go down in the history of one of the greatest games I've ever been a part of. And that team, that group of seniors, I just wonder if this is. It's hard to prognosticate and say this is what that's going to be, but you could see it happening.
You definitely can, and it's a big boy to be taken down.
Good tackle there by Maldonado. He got himself introduced to big number 61, Braylon Pimentel there, and
and obviously it's a little different nowadays. You don't. Back then as a coach, you knew exactly what you were getting when they were coming up. No one was really going anywhere else, and you have different things. Some kids are going to prep schools, and you got schools that are coming after these kids nowadays, and and it's a little bit different in that aspect where you hope you get most of them. You hope they come to their local high school and see what happens, but some don't, and that's okay. And and that's why you can't really tell yet whether we're going to get this whole team or not.
And maybe I'm old school, but the way things are now with the film and the huddle and being able to get information out quickly as scrambling out to the right, and he'll head to the sideline and held up there. Good job by Sissay chasing down Enoch chasing down his number 2, Andrew Swanson. If you're good enough, there's enough technology out there to get the information out. You don't have to go anywhere else, right?
Yeah, I mean, and that's one good part of social media.
Yeah.
You know, where we talk about getting these kids, you know, they set a profile up and you know, they find whatever schools they want to do and they hashtag those coaches, and you know that it's probably one of the best ways to get your name out there. And back when we used to pay somebody to put a profile together for us and send things out as letter form and get it to the coaches and things like that. But nowadays, kids can just do it on their own, get their profile together and just hashtag those coaches, and they get to see them if they want to, you know, be seen. You know,
they will line up to punt. They get the punt away, and back this time is going to be I think they're going to say he fumbled it, and a nice play there. And he fell on his shoulder there. He's holding his collarbone there. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, you know, everything's kind of slowed down a little bit, you can see, and sometimes that's, you know, where injuries can happen. You want to try to play full speed all the time.
Hope he's doing okay. The one thing that when I first started coaching, we used to have a coach that would come into the office on Monday, and I would send him off to do VHS film exchange.
Yes.
And where he would come in, and Dave Coleman, I don't even remember Coach Coleman. He'd come in, where am I going today, Coach? I said, today you got to go to Rochester. Today you got to go to Manchester.
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's Huddle's unbelievable. Yeah, the way you get film out to people and exchanging film and getting them to colleges. A lot of times these college coaches, they come in, and we've already had a couple college coaches coming in looking at our seniors now, and then they come in the spring, they'll look at our juniors, but they already have mostly everything they want, and they know what kids they want to see, and, you know, they'll come talk to me, but they already got a hold of the highlight films. They already got a hold of the games. It's out there, you know, and it's a great thing for these kids, you know, and you know, another good thing for these kids that I've always talked to too is that you know they're going to see a highlight film, but they want to watch a whole game. So you better be flying around the whole game. You can't be, you know, taking plays off and things like that. That's when, you know, it gets noticed. It
most definitely does. Yep. Most definitely does. All right, 2 split ends, pistol formation.
Get back.
I'm not sure what the.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of let that go. It looked like it should have been offsides, but it looks like they let it go.
So, some side conversations taking place as we head inside of 4:30 left in this one. All that's left to determine is what the final score will be, as clearly this Nashua Cougar team will go back-to-back here in the Northeast Junior High League, the Division I level. We saw the first game, the first 2 games here earlier this morning. John Collins was on the call with those games, and Winnicott, the Warriors, defeating Hudson Litchfield in a very high-scoring affair. I believe it was 54-32. Handoff off to the left side, and keeping those legs driving. Nice job there by the running back, Salem Rams number 1. We've said his name a few times today, and seems to have a pretty good rapport with the quarterback. Yeah, that's Nolan Dupuis, and he signals first down.
He's having a little fun, and I don't
love it.
blame him.
Love
a
it.
little bit of fun.
Listen, you don't get to this point of the year without having to a whole lot of effort, a whole lot of work, and football should be fun. And these kids are having a blast, and a lot of these kids know each other, even though they're from different towns, because of the social media. The other part, you know, they're more friendly with one another, and you know, it's something that didn't necessarily exist when we were in school because you just didn't have the way to get in touch with them. And over the top, and carrier on the coverage.
Great coverage.
Kelvin Rios was the intended receiver, and that was just a great play. I mean, you're seeing really some good football, some good, and more so, Coach, it's the technique that some of these kids employ. Good. It's really impressive. Clock continues to roll, 2:38 to go. And I'm going to head down to the field at the conclusion of this one. I want to thank you all for watching us here on the Highlight Guy. Jason Roby calling all the action for you. Steve Cody has been the man on the moving pictures. And it's been our pleasure with the highlight guy to bring you these games. We've bounced around quite a bit between NFHS and high school games, and now the junior high league. And here he's off to the races goes Andrew Swanson. He breaks one tackle, cuts back against Grain. Ball's on the carpet. Enoch caused a fumble there. We see who comes away with it.
Hopefully everything's okay.
Yeah, he's still down. Okay, there is an injury on the field. I don't know who got possession of it. It appears.
Yeah, I think Cougars did.
Okay, I thought maybe Swanson came back, got it again, and but the Nashua Cougars Board of Directors, they're a group of people who came together for one purpose. They wanted to create the best possible opportunities for every youth football player in North Nashua. They provide scholarships, transportation, and they go above and beyond on a daily basis for all their athletes. They're all one big happy Cougar family. So if you're interested in joining the Nashua Cougars Board of Directors, go to NashuaCougars.net. And we talked about some of the coaches for the Nashua Cougars. The varsity coaches, Travis Fowler, Jeff Richard, Bryce Willett, Austin Willett, and Kevin Maldonado. We mentioned the JV coaches earlier today. We'll give them another shout-out. Rick McKenzie, Justin Mucci, John Michael Pearson, Josiah Corfield, and Reagan Brunette. A lot of those guys, Coach, played for Nashua North.
Nice
they were Titans.
It's nice to see the North alumni come in, and that's something we've always wanted. You know, kids coming back, and you know that means they enjoyed their time here at North, and you know they really want to kind of stay with the football program and work with the youth. And you know, it's outstanding seeing those guys down there and helping with those guys.
Good to see them giving back, and obviously someone made an impression on them years ago, and that's probably why you and I became teachers, Coach, because someone made an impression on us that wanted us to get involved with it. And no, you hate to see this here.
Especially when it's so close to the end of the game. And
this young man, Andrew Swanson, hopping gingerly off the field.
Really good football player.
Fantastic football player. We saw him make a highlight run earlier in the first half, and he's just trying to will his team to get back into that end zone, and he'll have to be replaced here in this one. Hope he's okay. He is I know, talking to Coach Fowler, the head coach for Nashua, they were all kinds of aware of that young man. And how good of a football player he was. They'll wind the clock here inside of 1:45 to go now.
Took the victory formation here.
Yeah, they'll just take a knee and run this one out, the rest of the game out. It's going to be a final score of 49-6 in favor of the Nashua Cougars. They will go back-to-back, undefeated on the season. They've really stayed focused throughout the entire year. They've had some ups and downs. They've had some closer games, I'm sure, than they would have liked. There have been games where they've had some penalties at inopportune times and so forth. But really, they stayed the course. The coaching staff stayed the course. And this is a team that, you know, the best team doesn't always win, Coach. We know that. And this is one of those situations where, in fact, the best team with the most talent did, in fact, go wire to wire this year.
Yeah, it's a nice way to end, you know, the 3 years of football these guys played together. So, you know, I'm sure they're happy and proud, and they're also probably a little emotional about this being over as well.
Yeah, well, it's going to close the chapter on a very successful run that these young men have had, and this coaching staff.
Yep.
You know, it's a good JV team, but this is a lightning in a bottle moment. You know, you don't always get these kinds of teams that are able to do what this team did, and it's a credit to the coaches. It's a credit to the families that you know brought these kids to practice. Make sure you thank your parents and your family members and your friends who are able to get you to the practices and the games, and to provide, you know, food and meals and stuff at team outings and so forth. And it doesn't always go off without a hitch. I'm sure there were some bumps along the way for the organization and the team, but they end up right where they're supposed to be, and they're going to get the post-game handshake here with a very, very talented Salem Ram team. Congratulations to Salem and their coaches and their players and their 8th graders. We know we'll see them down the road as members of the Salem Rams. down in the years to come, and I'm sure it's not the last time these two teams will match up. The next time we see them, they'll be 9th graders, 10th graders, and it's always kind of interesting to follow their careers and their paths as they navigate through the high school landscape. We're going to take a quick break here from my partner, Steve Cody, the highlight guy, Coach Chad Zabolis for the Nashua North Titans, Brady O'Connor, the starting quarterback here for the Nashua North Titans. And there you go, Chad. You do that after your wins too, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
And we want to thank you all for joining us here on the Highlight Guy Network. It's been our pleasure. We'll be right back. I'll be down on the field with some post-game interaction. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you all real soon. Thanks,
for
Coach.
Having us too.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Our pleasure. We'll be right back after these messages with some post-game interviews.
Meet Bouvier Prepare, your game changer in college athletics recruitment. We cut through the chaos, focusing on superb communication and top-notch organization. One-on-one attention, tailored strategies, and a winning game plan for emails, calls, camps, visits, and offer closings. Be prepared. Your limitless future starts now with Bouvier Prepare.
Hi, this is Deb Cody with the Dow Group at Keller Williams Coastal and Lakes and Mountains Realty. I have a passion for helping people, and I love to help people with their real estate goals, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. I'm licensed in New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Maine, and work with an incredible team, the Dow Group, which has been the #1 real estate team in New Hampshire for the past several years. Collectively, the team has sold over $1 billion worth of real estate in the past 20 years. If you're curious to know what the local market is like in your area, feel free to reach out via my website, deb.thedowgroup.com, and let's get connected.
Hi, this is Terry Queenan from Earth Tech Systems Geothermal. We're in Nashua, New Hampshire today. We just finished putting geothermal in this historical home built in 1937. Let's go in and check it out. We're now inside the house. These are the two well lines coming in. There's one 500-foot borehole. This is the piping. This is the flow center that moves the water to the geothermal unit, which is over here. This is
Long hole.
Are you looking to play sports in college? Almost every college recruiting website recommends having a highlight video as one of the top 3 crucial recruiting tools. In fact, 93% of college coaches we surveyed so they watch a recruit's highlight video as part of their player assessments. Our sole purpose is to make you look good. Our highlight videos include an athlete bio and accolade page, stop motion, and player highlight. The video is not done until you are completely satisfied and say it's done. We also upload to YouTube or whatever recruiting platform you use. The highlight guide can also film your high school or club games to capture you in action, resulting in amazing footage that you can use to help create your highlight video. We have the expertise to help you get recruited. Check out our website at thehighlightguide.com or contact Steve at thehighlightguide.com to get started on your path to playing sports in college.
Great game, all you guys. Excellent day of football. Great game, well done, well played. On behalf of the Northeast Junior High Football League, I'd like to congratulate Salem as being the runner-up in the Division I senior division. Who wants to throw it? For our senior Division I winners, I'd like to thank the Nashua Cougars for an unbelievable season. Great season. And guys, before anybody leaves, all you players, I want you to thank your parents for getting you a practice every single day for the past 3 months. And then turn to thank your coaches for mentoring you and teaching you this great game. Have a great year, guys. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right. We're going to go in 5, 4, 3.
Hey, 2, you going that
2, 1. Come on over here, guys.
There you go.
Hey, welcome back to Gill Stadium. It's a little bit cold down here. These guys probably feeling a little bit warmer now. Guys, scooch in here, boys. I'm here with the team captains for the victorious back-to-back Northeast Junior High State Championship Division I football team from the Nashua Cougars and their head coach, Travis Fowler. We're going to talk to the guys in just a minute, but Coach Fowler, walk us through what's this journey been like for you over the course of the last couple of years, working with these 4 fantastic student athletes, culminating in a state championship.
Yeah, they're an amazing group. They're an amazing group. They're a rare group. It comes around, once in a lifetime with this kind of group, and they're special kids, and they do things the right way, and you can see it on the field.
Certainly a lot of things can happen from the start of a season to the end of the season. There are bumps along the way. There is a lot of turmoil. Sometimes things don't go as you expect it to go. Yet these 4 young men led the charge, led these guys to back-to-back state titles. Talk to us about how important this senior leadership is in order to navigate through such a difficult season.
Yeah, my voice gets tiring to deal with, so to have leaders on the team that really step up and keep everybody in line is huge, and these guys do a fantastic job with that.
That's fantastic. We got the 4 captains, as I mentioned. Here we got Captain Richard, Captain Sase, Captain Maldonado, and Captain Silas Ray Coleman, all standing with us here, and we're going to ask them a couple of questions. So, Coach, we'll start with X, and don't go anywhere because you're going to wrap things up here. I know you're cold. You took a bath last year. This year,
again.
Okay, so good. X, a tough opponent coming in here in Salem. We talked about it last week. Talk to us about the week of preparation and all the things that you guys had to mentally focus on to get ready for a game like today.
All week we did have one day where we just weren't locked in whatsoever, but last day of practice, we really locked in, got all our plays done, and just prepared for this moment right now.
Yeah. And what's it feel like to go back-to-back?
Feels amazing.
Yeah.
And it's a little emotional game because not all of us are going to the same high school.
Sure.
But we're still brothers.
That's
no
awesome.
Matter what.
That's awesome. Why don't you hand it off to Silas there? Silas, watched you in the trenches this year, and this particular game, you finishing your blocks, driving guys down the field, and Coach Zabolis was up there watching. He always talks about finishing your blocks, and he was smiling ear to ear watching you. What's it like in the trenches there? Because you guys don't always get a lot of the fanfare. These guys who are doing all the skill stuff with the football and stuff, you get all the dirty work on the inside. Yeah. What's it like for you linemen to get some recognition here finally?
I mean, it's real nice, as long as like the skill positions just know like it's all about the line, to help them like get to the end zone,
Yeah. And what's it been like for you to be a captain of this team? I mean, what was your role as one of the captains? Are you more of a vocal leader, or are you a lead by example kind of guy?
Yeah, lead by example. Just show people like what you should be doing, on and off the field at practice and the games.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. That's important. And the younger kids watching you come through the ranks, I'm sure it's important for you to show those kids by example. Why don't you hand it off to Mr. Sase here? These guys are freezing over here. I'm sure they want to get warm. First of all, fantastic game. I saw one play in the first half. You guys had a hitch and pitch set up over here on the sideline, and I saw you like, oh, and I was feeling it too. I'm like, oh my God, it was so close. And you guys talk about the brotherhood, and maybe you're not all going to the same school, and that's okay, but you can see how you guys interact. You've done such a fantastic job over the last couple of years. You guys are all on the same page. Is that something that happens instantly, or did you guys have to work at that over the last couple of years to get on the same page?
It was kind of just an automatic connection. We got new people in 7th grade that weren't with us the entire time, and we made it work.
What's it like? Tell me, you're one of the young men that's probably not going to end up at Nashua North, right? You might go to Bishop, you might go to North, but don't know where you're going. But what's this relationship been like with these guys? If today is your last game together, would you say that it's been everything that you wanted it to be?
Yeah,
absolutely. Sure. And what's it feel like to be back-to-back state champs, my friend?
Awesome, amazing.
Awesome stuff. That's good stuff, man. And it was a pleasure watching you play, running around out there. I'm a defensive back by trade, so when I watch you, I'm watching the long arm, I'm watching all this stuff. I'm going, yes, you play it the right way. Love what I saw.
Thank you.
Hand it off to this guy here, Richard and Colton. I'll tell you what, you're kind of you're kind of the lineman in the backfield, right? You do all the dirty work up front. You're the lead blocker. You're kind of the smash guy that gets in there and makes stuff happen. Talk to us a little bit about what it was like for you being that guy that kind of like the anchor of that offense. You're kind of like the lineman mentality in the backfield.
I mean, it was kind of easy to get there because I started off my football career as a lineman.
Yeah.
So when I got moved back there, it was all basically the same thing. You just get the ball a little bit.
Yeah, and back-to-back state champs. What's it feel like for you?
It feels good. I mean, I didn't expect us to make it this far all 3 years. I thought the first year would be easy, and then it would get. I mean, it did get tougher as we went on, but I didn't think it would do it like this.
And what's next for you guys heading off into the offseason? Football's over. We do sports in the winter as well. What do you do in the winter? Basketball. How about you?
I wrestle.
Gonna do some wrestling? Basketball? Basketball. Big man, what are you doing here? Yeah, you should. And that's good. And the message here, guys, is play multiple sports, right? Play as many sports as you can, cross-train, be good in everything, and that's how you become back-to-back champs. Gentlemen, congratulations. A pleasure calling each of you guys' names each and every week. Wish you guys the best in high school and hope to be calling your guys' names more down the road in the future, all right? All right, thanks, guys, for joining us. Coach, we're going to give it to you. We'll let you wrap things up. We're going to let these guys go and get warm because it's cold out here. Congratulations, fellas. And a big congratulations to all the parents and all the families who are here supporting these kids each and every week. It takes a village, Coach.
Yeah.
Talk to us about those cold nights down on the field at Nashua North when you had those portable lights generating light, maybe a little bit of heat, maybe not so much lately, but what's it been like? Kind of give me this journey. Bookend it for me in a couple of sentences if you can.
Yeah, so I mean, I think the key to that is to keep it fun. So it's a lot easier to get them, bought in when it's cold and it's been a long season, when you can kind of do some fun things, maybe, a race here or there, some different tackling drills, a little flag football game, something like that at practice, kind of keep it fun, and it keeps the interest level high.
What's the future like for this Cougar program now that these young men are kind of moving on to the next phase? I mean, who is the next Sase? Who is the next Colton Richard? Who is the next Silas Ray Coleman? Who's the next Xavier Maldonado? Those guys lying in wait somewhere in this program?
Yeah. Oh, you see them in our JV games. You got Damian Calvin out there, David Butler, Ty Hickey, Toby Bong. There's some really talented kids down there. Julian Garcia.
Sure.
There's some really talented kids coming up. So we're excited.
The future is bright, and the lights here at Gill Stadium are bright. The temperature, well, it's pretty cold, but these coaches and these players, they're going to feel pretty warm tonight. They are back-to-back Northeast Division I champions. Congratulations to the Nashua Cougars. They've gone back-to-back. Congratulations, Coach Fowler. Wish you the best of luck. Nice job. Well-deserved, my friend.
Thank you.
All right, that's going to do it for us here at the Highlight Guy. For my partner, Steve Cody, who's up in the warm booth somewhere, my name is Jason Roby. It's been my pleasure calling all the action for you, reminding you all that it's not the critic who counts. You can always, however, count on the critic. Take care and have a great night.